Alright, this is Matt with another Bromance WarGame. This is actually Yoshi. He is a guest. He plays Skaven. You may know him as Mr. Sook, who comments on all of our videos.
I do.
He came up this weekend, and we're got a 2,500 point game of Skaven versus Dark Elves on meeting engagement.
A pestilence Skaven list.
Yes, it is. It is not necessarily an optimized Skaven list, and unfortunately, I was too lazy to change my list from the tournament list yesterday. So, why don't you go over your appointments, Mr. Yoshi?
In his meeting engagement, all my army came to play.
Yeah, I'm a little bitter about that.
I have 20 slaves up front. This has an engineer. He's naked.
Yeah, naked.
We have a plague furnace with a plague priest with a flail. 35 plague monks. A standard. And a bringer of the word. And the word is paid. 3 giant rats, 3 pack masters.
Okay.
We have 30 clan rats, standard, musician, shields, my BSB with heavy armor and shield, my general right here. He's taking full command of this army. He has heavy armor and shield.
Okay.
A Doom Flayer.
Doom Flayer.
A custom-made Hell Pit Abomination.
Yep. I appreciate the actual base being there.
Yeah. 1 Plague Mortar, also custom-made.
Nice.
30 clan rats with musician, standard. A Plague Priest level 2. We'll talk about spells later. This is a Necrohorn Speaks. I'm going to riddle the Sphinx when I have a chance. We have 6 Plague System Bearers. There was also 6 way over there.
Hold on one second. I'll zoom on over to the... Oh, they're right there. There they are. Right there hanging out at the edge.
That's right. A Plague Claw Catapult. A Ratapult.
Yep. Looks like it was made out of some...
That's all legit. Oh, that's the old Screaming Bell piece.
Yeah, it's the old Screaming Bell one.
We have 20 clan rats, light armor, no shields, a rattling gun.
No shields.
No shields.
My shades just peed themselves with joy.
What if their armor piercing? What if it like 6s up? And that's the army, and then 2 rat darts.
2 rat darts. Okay.
And no gun runners because they're not part of this pestilence.
What'd you get for spells?
This level 1 has Blessed with Filth.
Okay.
Which is okay. This level 2 has Plague and Pestilence Breath.
Yeah, I gotta kill that guy real fast.
And he's about to be a Lord Master of Death.
Yeah, that's not good. Alright, well, I have 3 wizards and a bunker that all 4 rolled 1s, so, I mean, at least they're coming in at the same time. And my unit of 8 Cold One Cav is also coming in late. 20 Blackguard with no command, 30 Corsairs with full command, my custom Cauldron BSB.
Ooh.
That's the Death Hag.
She can't look forward. Oh, she's sacrificing.
She can,
she's busy
but yeah, she's busy killing people.
It's an altar of pleasure, not an altar of blood.
Because this is my Cult of Slanesh army, that's the altar of pleasure. The other unit of 5 Harpies, my Cult of Slanesh Hydra, air quote, 12 crossbowmen with a musician, 2 units of 10 Shades. There was really nowhere else better to deploy them. There was nowhere backfield. As you can see, I left a lot of space here because I've got to deal with some Skaven stuff real quick. That may actually be a bad idea, but I didn't want to be first turn, like...
Cut charged.
Yeah. And then, for spells, my level 4 got Miasma, the Withering, Pit, and Occams. So she got the freaking holy grail of spells. The level 1 Fire actually rolled Flaming Sword, and I couldn't keep it because I hadn't rolled the metal spell yet. And I thought, well, but if I roll a crappy spell and I get stuck with Searing Doom, I'm gonna need a long range spell because Searing Doom's only 24 and Pit's only 24. So I needed a threat spell, so I had to drop for Fireball. And then, lo and behold, I got Enchanted Blades of Iban, which I went ahead and took instead of Searing Doom because there's no decent target except for the, characters, but I can't target them out. So I have Enchanted Blades of Iban with that. And then, if you see this dice, that's my dice for stealing the initiative. So I get to go first, and we'll get back with you at the end of my turn 1.
Hey, Mr. Miller, it's of the end of your turn. What happened? What happened?
Alright, well, I barely remembered to use my Cauldron buff. I put the 5-up ward save on the Blackguard. The Storm Banner was activated, so I didn't march these guys very far. The Knights, as you can see, came on. Everybody kind of shuffled forward. The Hydra came up. These guys actually tried to charge, failed to get an 8. I actually felt pretty good that I could, that during the movement phase, remember my wizards were coming on, that I could bring them on and mind razor those
Shades.
these shades and delete that unit and go ahead and get them back in the backfield, causing a ruckus. In shooting, because of the Storm Banner, I needed 7s to hit here. I converted 1 and failed to wound. I needed 6 to hit here. I got 2 and failed to wound. And then in Magic, I got 5 dice. I Power of Darkness and stabbed somebody. I got 4 more dice. Threw it at a powered up miasma on this unit, which I barely touched, only because I know Yoshi wants to riddle the Sphinx because I'm that big of a jerk. And rolled total power, and I got the 7 miscast, so I killed a power dice. I mean Spearman, and
you failed to kill him.
Oh, you're right. I did fail to kill him.
You just killed him just by stabbing.
Yeah, she's more deadly than the miscast right now, and he's -3 weapon skill, ballistic skill, initiative, and movement. So his guy's only initiative 2. So we'll see if he prays to the Sphinx this time.
Alright, my turn 1 didn't go not so productive. However, I did riddle the Sphinx, and I got heroic killing blow.
Yeah, I was a little perturbed about that.
Bump that mystify me ass. However, I made a charge with my clan rats that the shades failed to charge. However, the combat did not go so well, and I died pitifully.
It doesn't look like you even got any shades.
I didn't get a single one. It was pretty poor roll.
They rolled really amazingly, though. The shades killed 7, if I recall.
I moved up. I fired from my mortar. It drifted away. The rest of my machinery at the Hydra.
Yep.
My catapult could not fire because the Storm Banner is still activated. We'll see how it does in the second turn too. Hopefully it still stays, because if not, I'll cry. And then everything's moving up, and that's my turn.
All right. Well, we'll get back with you at the end of my turn 2.
Hey, it's the end of your turn 2, right?
Yep.
What's going on this battlefield? I don't see much movement.
We scooted up a little bit, but not very much. The Storm Banner's still going, so not a whole lot happened. In Magic, I tried to Withering the Plague Monks and failed to cast it with 4 dice plus a stab. So that was kind of exciting. As you can see, I did win that combat, but they stuck. They rolled the 3 that they needed. The last of my dice went to full-powered Fireball on the Hell Pit, which now has 3 wounds, 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
He took 2. And in shooting, I shot at these guys. I got 3 6s and did a wound to a rat. Over here, I needed 7s and did no 7s to the Doomflayer, which is okay because it probably would have armor saved me anyway.
The best defense.
So, but that's my turn. And oh, the Hydra is here. The goal was to flame these guys, cause a panic to the Hell Pit, and I forgot about the Storm Banner until after I moved, so it failed to shoot its breath weapon. But that's my turn 2, so we'll see what happens in Yoshi's turn 2.
My end of turn 2, right?
Yeah, that's your turn.
Well, not much productive stuff happening. My giant rats blocked my Hell Pit Abomination from taking advantage of an opportunity. They had to charge, and I couldn't. I had to maximize, and I could not make room for the Hell Pits. It's kind of sad. The Shade Plague Sensor Bearers combat, I won, thanks to some toughness test failing. I fired the Doom Rocket, glassed like 15 guys.
Hold on, let me...
My catapult and my Poison Wind Mortar failed to wound, even though
one failed to wound and 1 scattered off, right? Actually, 1 misfired. And I killed the Packmaster. Yeah.
Magic, I tried to cast Plague on 6 dice, didn't get the Irresistible, and you dispelled it with 7 dice?
Yep.
If it would have succeeded, I would have popped top in theory.
Yes.
And that is the end of my turn. I'm worried about a Magic phase and a lot of, I'm worried that this guy's going to sneak around. I'm worried about the Shade sneaking around too, but nothing to do. My Rattling Gun's still fleeing. And that's my turn. I'm hoping to crush those Blackguard really quickly. Next turn soon.
Alright, we'll get back to you at the end of my turn.
Alright, General Matt, tell me what just happened.
Alright, my turn 3 was kind of eventful. I I charged this unit here that was here with the Corsairs and failed. Yoshi pointed out to me that there was no way I was going to make the overrun anyway of a 12 into this unit. So I'm glad that they failed. As you can see, these are my Harpies. There's actually 5 of them, but it's really hard to rank them up with their models. So these are the outside edges. They're just hanging out an inch away from the Plague Monks. What I shot... Oh, in charging, I also charged the slaves with the engineer here. They fled only 3 inches, which barely put them not jumping through. And I caught them with an 18 charge, so then I reformed. My Harpies charged his Plague Wind Mortar so that I could get out of the way for them. And the Harpies, as you can see, have killed and overrun the Plague Wind. The Hydra charged the Hell Pit, trusting in the power of Shadow Magic. Chris and I did the old wrestling lock hands.
And I crumbled.
And he crumbled first. I got him with Miasma down to my same initiative, and Withering down to Toughness 4, which made it really easy to kill him because I still had all my wounds, and even without the Flame Breath, he was only on 1 wound.
You're down a wound, though. So
I'm down a wound. He did do 1 wound to me, but I accept that as a trade, and I did use my breath weapon. Over here, I just kind of shuffled up. Remember, these guys are... these guys are panicking because I shot a unit of 5 giant rats, and my shooting, which I berate, did something, and so I give it the thumbs up. They panicked, but because the closest enemy unit was here, they fled actually towards my line. And I don't know how I feel about that. I actually think I feel good about that.
I feel good. Blocks you for another turn.
Yeah, it blocks my guys for another turn. So, and then over here, my shooting. Over here, I shot off 1 guy, but because they're not frenzied, thanks to my dead unit of Shades, they fled because that was 25%. And then panic, everybody passed in combat, yada yada. So that was it for my turn 3. Things are looking actually pretty good, except for my knights. My knights are just kind of way out there and probably wasn't worth charging those slaves with. But you know what? That's what happens. So we'll get back, I guess, at the end of Yoshi's turn 3.
All right, here we go, the end of turn 3. All right, General Chris, tell us what just happened.
Well, I did some charges with the cold ones. I couldn't resist it. Had to do it. I cast Blessed with Filth. This is my spell card because GW are tools and don't have more cards available to buy. My Plague Furnace unit charged into the Harpies, killed them. I suffered 1 wound from my own Toxic Fumes. My Censer Bearers moved up to hopefully save me a phase of death. My slaves could not march to do it for me. These cold ones are fleeing. I could not catch them. I exposed my flank to these crossbowmen in vain hopes to make an 11 to pursue. They're kind of floating around. I didn't foresee the charge into the catapult, so I'm never going to catch this Hydra. I really need to advance into the main lines. It's my mistake. And ignore it. But then he could come to the rear, and that's a problem. So I think the clan right here is going to try. This rally, good thumbs up. My magic phase was just that. And that's the turn.
All right, so we're moving in the top of 4.
Top of 4.
Where General Matt and the Dark Elves will pick up next time.
Hey, General Miller, what happened?
Well, charging...
That you
I almost forgot to charge these guys. There were 15. I charged them into the Censer Bearers. You can see what my goal was. This is my token for my who's got the Cauldron buff. So they got +1 attack. And I wanted to cast Mind Razor on them. These guys rallied. My other charges, I charged Shades into the back of this unit, which I anticipated doing slightly better than that. And the Harpies failed to charge over there. In remaining moves, I rallied these guys. The Hydra moved around. He failed to march, but he did get around the other side to look at both of the units of clan rats there. In shooting, in magic, he dispelled enchanted blades on my Shades, and I 7-diced Mind Razor for my second miscast of the game and my second roll of a 7 on the miscast table, which also then failed to wound the model. So Mind Razor went off predictably. I did a gajillion wounds, and because I'm so skillful, I can pick up a handful of dice and just roll them and get a bunch of, not ones.
Not ones. You got some ones.
I backed up these guys because I was unsure that I was going to get Mind Razor off, and if I did, I didn't want you to overrun. I didn't necessarily want it to be super easy. But looking back on that now, it doesn't matter because if you overran any distance at all, the charge would have been simple. So, well, that was my thinking. Make them roll dice. They rallied and shooting. I killed the Doomflayer, which means hopefully my knights can take that charge.
The Doomflayer did all the work last game.
Yeah, that is true.
Last round.
And that's pretty much it. In combat, I did 2 wounds. I got 14 hits and then rolled 2 4-ups.
I saved? No, I didn't save.
No, you didn't save any with your 6, but you know,
I have
that's what happens
static
sometimes.
Res.
Yeah, I can't complain. I rolled 2 7s on the miscast table and then failed to wound the dude. So it's just a mixed bag. But they did have to pursue me, which pulled that unit probably out of for the rest of the game because this is your turn 4 next.
Turn 5, I've wasted them successfully.
You waste 1 turn turning them around. Turn 5, I may have to feed you this unit of crossbowmen, so to keep them out of the game. So
Sure.
I don't think that's a terrible trade. Well, it was a terrible trade, but that's what happens. So hopefully I can make something good come out of it. And we'll get back to you at the bottom of Yoshi's turn 4.
It's not going to be good.
All right, Chris, let me know how turn 4 went.
Well, it was productive in which my Rattling Gun panicked these Harpies. This is good because the Harpies were trying to cockblock my pincer attack.
Right.
Although the Hydra can still skedaddle away. The Giant Rats charged Cold Ones. Did not do a single wound, but beat him through combat res. Did not pursue to catch him because it would have been nice.
And barely an inch in between there.
Barely. No spells got through. Sad face. In this combat, as you see, the Plague Furnace is destroyed. My Plague Priest has 1 wound left. I've down to, what, 22 models out of 35 priests.
Yep.
And
I won combat regardless of the fact that there was only 3 models there left.
But I held on my Steadfast 7. And these guys spun around to, maybe charge them or do something.
Right.
It's Matt's turn, and I'm scared. Oh, my catapult has misfired again. So
That's
I'm going to
true.
break my dice at the end of this game. Well, no, I have to use them later on, so
Yep.
I'll break them
at the end of the day, yeah.
At dawn, this is the last thing.
All right, guys, so we'll get back to you after my turn 5.
It's the end of turn 5. What happened, Matt?
Well, in movement, I charged the crossbowmen into the flank of the giant rats. You can see how that combat went. I went nuts and killed like 7 of them, which is ridiculous. And they broke on their Steadfast 5, and I chased them and missed them. But luckily, they are blocking the charge of the
Plague monks.
currently freed Plague Monks. As you may remember, there were 3 Corsairs fighting bravely. I threw the Withering and Miasma on that unit, so that I went before the Plague Priest, and they managed to. I directed all 3 attacks at the Plague Priest and managed to kill him. I moved these guys up to hopefully get into the Plague Monks so that they couldn't, get away quickly. And then I rallied my Cold One Knights again. They were 9 with a reroll, so it was pretty easy. And then over here, I got just barely out of line of sight of both of them with my Hydra, and the catapult is still in my front arc. So hopefully I can ninja some points there on the last turn. But that's my turn 6, and really...
5.
Yeah, that's my turn 5. Things are looking really good. If the Plague Monks can't march out of my way, they're not going to have a good time. So other than that, I'm feeling pretty confident. And also kind of bad that my luck was so ridiculous this turn. It was lots of... I got 4 or 5 wounds in, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s on the Plague Priest. So.
But hatred rocks, and that's why they're a good army.
Indeed. All right, well, we'll get back to you guys at the end of Yoshi's turn 5.
Good. Turn 5. It's still looking pretty grim for the Pestilence group. They failed to rally.
Yep.
They got panicked by the failure to rally. They did not panic. Good job. They could not march, though, but it's alright. I was hoping to get out of the way, or I was hoping to use the slaves to block right here. I gave up on pincer attack. It was worthwhile effort, but it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Okay.
I'm converging on these cold ones right here. I'm hoping to do it, but I only have 1 turn left, so I don't think I'll be able to do it. I total powered. That's right, I used total power, not irresistible force. That's a lame term. Total powered plague into the crossbowmen. I only killed 4, 5.
4.
I hopped to the cold one cavalry. Did not kill them all. Should have. And on the second hop, I rolled 1, and Matt chose wisely to end it.
Yep. It was a juicy target on those Plague Monks
2.
with Toughness 2, but I decided that it wasn't worth my Blackguard or getting into my General's unit. Or, you know, like my single Wizards hanging out in the back.
And I was really tempted to go into the single Wizards, but I thought I could kill 4 guys.
You know,
Yes.
now that we're videotaping this, did you fire the catapult?
Nope. Nope.
Sorry about that.
I assumed I would have misfired.
Yeah, that's par for the course. All right, guys. Well, we'll get back to you at the end of my turn 6.
Generals, at the conclusion of the game, let us know what happened.
Well, on my turn 6, everything moved away just to deny him victory points. I moved back. I made a really, really noob mistake. I used miasma on this unit and then forgot that they weren't within 24. I didn't realize they were within 24 inches of the pit, so I pitted, rolled dice, and sacrificed somebody even, and then they weren't in range. So that was my magic phase. I miscast the miasma and did a wound to those two, the fire wizard and the shadow wizard over there. And that was pretty much my turn. I also forgot the cauldron buff.
Catapult.
Oh, yep, I killed the catapult. And I forgot the cauldron buff, but I didn't need it since everybody was fleeing. Oh, I did charge these guys with the Blackguard. They fled, and I redirected into the giant rats who fled off the table as well.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Mr. Yoshi, what's happening?
Well, at the end of my turn, I rallied my Plague Monks thanks to my General's leadership. Always good. They continued to flee. I moved here for my last hurrah to cast Hope to Total Power spell. Didn't happen. He dispelled it naturally. And that was it. We added up the points. Matt won
You had 868, and I had
1247.
12, something like that. So.
Okay.
Not a massacre, but still a victory. If I would have killed the Cold One Knights, I would have been a little closer.
Yep.
That's it. My
Well, MVP
MVP.
for me has got to be a combination of the Hydra and the Shadow Wizard, because she did all the heavy lifting, but the Hydra just has the stats to get really synergized with, and they went running wild on everybody. The Blackguard didn't do anything, but on the other hand, they didn't lose any points. You know what?
The Corsairs, come on.
The Corsairs.
No, I don't get it. That was a Shadow Mage.
The Shadow Mage has got to get it hands down. I forgot that the Corsairs completely annihilated that unit.
But it was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the Occam's Mind Razor on those guys just... I just 30 wounds or something that first round of combat. That was...
My poor rolling, I kept going back.
Yeah, so... Yeah, the Shadow Mage definitely, with the Stabby Dagger, definitely my MVP. My least favorite... Actually, this is the 4th game in a row that I haven't used my Metal Wizard with the Forbidden Rod. I have her to even out bad magic phases, the phases when I need Occams. I can sack her for 135 points and get D6 extra dice. 4th game in a row that this hasn't worked, so I'll give it a couple more tries before I drop her. I do still like her as a mage, but I may take a different scroll. I may find 15 more points to take like a feedback scroll or something.
It's good for our board. It's awesome.
Yep.
Not everyone thinks that's
Yeah. But what's your MVP there, Mr. Yoshi?
I guess the Plague Priest. He got heroic killing blow on initiative 2. That was awesome. I'm sure he got in the Lore Master death, but that wouldn't really done much. The worst guy, well, has been to help it. He could have put up a better fight, definitely.
Yeah.
The furnace combat, I'm not gonna squirt some tears. So it's just he got the irresistible Mind Razor, right?
Yeah, that's one of the Mind Razors. Irresistible, but he got a 7 on the result with.
Yeah. So there's nothing I can be done. I did not bring a spell scroll in this list, but I obviously would never have had a chance to use it.
Yeah.
It's an okay list. Like I was struggling all game to dispel. Like my level 2, although MVP could not dispel.
Yeah. He had several times where he failed by 1 or 2 to dispel.
Oh, dang.
So it really made it noticeable that you need a level 4, at least for defense, even if you don't want the spells. It makes such a big difference.
Right. And I'm just sad I can't take a Plague Priest lore.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway, well, that's our game.
That was game. It was good.
Yeah,
even though you didn't change your list.
Yeah.
I already bring the orcs.
I'm a dirty
that
power
you
gamer.
worked all night for.
That's right. Well, that's because you told me I couldn't have 8,000 per game.
Awesome.
Anyway, guys.
Well, congratulations to the Dark Elves, and we'll have another game by Bromance WarGaming sometime in the future.
Yep.
Okay, bye.